Everyone. I wanted to take a few minutes today to speak from my heart to the Daystar family and friends. Recently,
Daystar Television Network, once a beacon of evangelical Christian broadcasting, has found itself engulfed in a series of controversies that threaten to tarnish its legacy. The network, co-founded by Marcus and Joni Lamb, has long been a powerhouse in the religious media landscape, reaching millions of viewers globally. However, behind the polished veneer of faith-based programming, a history of scandals and internal disputes has emerged, revealing cracks in the foundation of the multi-million-dollar enterprise. Recent allegations involving misuse of funds, familial discord, and alleged abuse cover-ups have reignited scrutiny of Daystar's operations, raising troubling questions about its leadership and future. The 7-year affair, a precursor to today's allegations. The current controversies echo a major scandal from 2010, when Marcus Lamb, then president of Daystar, publicly admitted to a 7-year extramarital affair with a network employee. The revelation came amidst a lawsuit filed by Jeanette Hawkins, Daystar's former marketing director, who accused the network of fraud and Marcus Lamb of misconduct. Court documents revealed damning evidence, including emails that exposed not only the affair, but also alleged misuse of ministry funds to finance the trysts. One particularly shocking email reportedly expressed Marcus's desire to make his mistress the next Mrs. Marcus Lamb. In a televised statement, Marcus and Joni Lamb characterized the affair as a trial orchestrated by external forces. "They're trying to take our pain and turn it into their gain," Marcus declared, framing the situation as an extortion attempt. Despite these claims, police investigations found no evidence of criminal extortion. The fallout from the scandal deeply embarrassed the network, leading to lawsuits, resignations, and public backlash. Joni Lamb's depiction of the affair as an emotional relationship that evolved into an improper relationship did little to mitigate the damage to Daystar's reputation. The Lambs' efforts to salvage their image included appearances on platforms like Dr. Phil, where they discussed their journey to repair their marriage. Legal battles followed, with both sides eventually dropping their lawsuits without financial settlements. The scandal, while ostensibly resolved, left an indelible mark on Daystar's credibility, setting the stage for the controversies that would follow. Familial fractures, Jonathan and Susie Lamb's allegations. Fast forward to 2023. And the Lamb family finds itself once again at the center of controversy. Jonathan Lamb, son of Marcus and Joni, and his wife Susie have accused Daystar leadership of engaging in a pattern of intimidation and retaliation. Their allegations stem from what they describe as a toxic environment, exacerbated by Joni Lamb's remarriage to Doug Weiss, a divorcee, less than 2 years after Marcus Lamb's death in 2021 from COVID-19 complications. Jonathan, formerly a vice president at Daystar, claims his termination in November 2023 was directly tied to his efforts to address allegations of abuse within the family and to navigate the complex dynamics surrounding his mother's new marriage. According to Jonathan and Susie, their refusal to publicly support Joni's remarriage led to targeted bullying and surveillance. They allege that Daystar's head of security, Shannon Kelly, placed a tracker in Jonathan's company car, an unprecedented move in the network's history. Financial mismanagement and accusations of impropriety. Adding fuel to the fire are allegations of financial mismanagement. Expense reports obtained by the Ross Report suggest that Joni Lamb charged approximately $100,000 to her Daystar credit card for her honeymoon with Doug Weiss in Los Cabos, Mexico, although Joni publicly denied using ministry funds for the trip, citing the use of corporate credit card points and subsequent reimbursement. The incident has raised questions about the network's financial accountability. Jonathan Lamb claims that during an August 2023 board meeting, a board member decided to gift the $100,000 expense to Joni, further complicating the narrative. While Joni insists that Daystar's finances undergo independent third-party audits annually, critics argue that such expenditures, even if reimbursed, undermine the integrity of a ministry funded by donor contributions, allegations of abuse and cover-up. Perhaps the most troubling accusations involve the alleged sexual abuse of Jonathan and Susie Lamb's daughter by a male family member. Jonathan and Susie claim that when they raised concerns about the abuse, they were met with hostility and ultimately dismissed from their roles at Daystar. These allegations have sparked renewed scrutiny of the network's handling of sensitive issues and its commitment to transparency. The parallels between these accusations and past scandals are striking. Over a decade ago, Daystar faced allegations of unethical behavior, including defamation and misuse of funds. The recurrence of such claims raises questions about whether systemic issues persist within the organization. Surveillance and intimidation. The Tracker Incident. In November 2023, Jonathan Lamb, son of Marcus and Joni Lamb, discovered a tracking device in his company car, a revelation that marked a turning point in his strained relationship with Daystar. According to Jonathan, the tracker's existence came to light after he checked the security feeds at Daystar TV and observed Shannon Kelly, the network's head of security, accessing his vehicle. This discovery was unsettling, as Jonathan's rapport with his mother, Joni Lamb, had become increasingly adversarial following her remarriage to Doug Weiss in 2023. When Jonathan confronted Daystar about the tracker, he received a surprising response. Johnny's assistant claimed that trackers had been installed in all company vehicles following Marcus Lamb's death in November 2021. However, Jonathan uncovered expense reports indicating that the trackers were purchased nearly 2 years later, in October 2023. This contradiction deepened his suspicions, leading him to believe the device's placement was a targeted act of surveillance rather than a standard company policy. Escalation and retaliation. The fallout from Jonathan's discovery was swift and severe. On November 16, 2023, Daystar demanded that he sign a non-disclosure agreement, NDA, or face removal from his roles as a network executive and board member. This ultimatum marked the beginning of a series of retaliatory actions against Jonathan and his wife, Susie Lamb. Over the following months, Jonathan's salary was reduced by 40%, and he was demoted from his executive position. By September 2024, the couple's situation had worsened, culminating in an alarming incident where they were followed by a private investigator. In a video shared by Jonathan, the couple documented a purple car tailing them as they drove with their children. The driver, later identified as Jamison Bradley Parker, admitted to being an investigator but refused to disclose who had hired him. Despite repeated inquiries from the media, Daystar declined to comment on whether they or Joni Lamb had employed Parker. The Lambs, however, found it difficult to imagine any other entity being responsible for the surveillance. A family rift deepens. Jonathan and Susie's conflict with Daystar reached a boiling point in November 2023 when they received devastating news from Denise Boggs, a close friend of the Lamb family. Boggs informed them that an investigation into alleged sexual abuse within the family had not exonerated the suspected perpetrator, contradicting what Marcus Lamb had told Jonathan before his death. According to Boggs, Marcus and Joni Lamb had shut down the investigation in August 2021, preventing a forensic counselor from properly interviewing the accused family member. This revelation was a turning point for Jonathan and Susie, who had initially hoped to resolve their differences with Daystar amicably. Feeling betrayed by his parents, Jonathan shifted his focus from preserving his job to seeking justice for his daughter. The couple took their daughter to a counselor who reported the alleged abuse to Child Protective Services, CPS, and the police. This led to a reopened investigation into the matter, further straining the already fractured family dynamics. Financial retaliation and job losses. As the conflict escalated, Daystar's actions against the Lamb family extended beyond Jonathan and Susie. In late 2023, Susie's mother, Tanusa Sagar, was informed that her position at the ministry had been eliminated. Shortly afterward, her father, Jai Sagar, was reassigned to a lower-ranking role with a significant salary reduction. By mid-2024, he, too, was terminated from his position. Susie herself faced financial retaliation, with her full-time salary being reduced to a $1,000 monthly retainer. Jonathan's professional demotion was equally drastic. By April 2024, his salary had been slashed from $250,000 to $150,000, and he was placed on a performance improvement plan. The loss of his company car and other executive perks further underscored his diminished status within the organization. Feeling unsafe in Texas, the couple fled the state with their children, only to return later that summer with the intention of exposing Daystar's alleged misconduct. Media involvement and intimidation tactics. In August 2024, Jonathan and Susie began providing extensive documentation and audio recordings to a media outlet, hoping to shed light on their experiences. However, their efforts to bring the truth to light were met with further intimidation. On November 16, 2024, Shannon Kelly, the same Daystar security chief implicated in the tracker incident, arrived at Jonathan and Susie's home wearing a bulletproof vest and carrying a firearm. Kelly delivered a letter informing Jonathan of his termination and barring him from accessing Daystar's facilities and email systems. Jonathan noted that Daystar's decision to fire him on a Saturday was highly unusual, as terminations were typically delayed until the following Monday. He interpreted this breach of protocol as a deliberate attempt to intimidate him and his family. Despite these tactics, Jonathan and Susie remained resolute in their mission to hold Daystar accountable. Allegations of abuse, cover-up, and denials. The most serious allegations against Daystar involve a potential cover-up of sexual abuse. Jonathan and Susie Lamb have accused Joni Lamb and the network's leadership of obstructing efforts to address the abuse allegations within their family. These claims have been met with staunch denial from Joni Lamb, who has dismissed the accusations as false and malicious. In a recent episode of her talk show, Joni Table Talk, Joni lambasted the sources of the allegations, accusing them of fabricating stories to harm her family's reputation. She specifically criticized journalist Julie Ross, whose investigative reporting has brought the allegations to public attention. Joni's denials, however, have done little to quell the controversy, as questions about Daystar's transparency and accountability continue to mount. The emotional weight of Joni Lamb's resignation. Joni Lamb's resignation from Daystar Television marked a poignant and transformative moment in the history of Christian broadcasting. Her decision, born from months of relentless personal and professional challenges, became a deeply emotional chapter in a story of faith, ambition, and resilience. After weeks of speculation, Joni appeared live on television, where she directly addressed the swirling rumors. Her announcement was not only a confirmation of her departure, but also a powerful reflection on the trials she had faced and the legacy she hoped to preserve. Building a vision, Daystar's beginnings. Joni Lamb's journey with Daystar began as a shared dream with her late husband, Marcus Lamb. Together, they envisioned a network that could amplify the Christian faith and reach millions around the globe. The early days of Daystar were a testament to their passion and determination. Speaking during her resignation address, Joni recounted the humble beginnings of the network, sharing stories of long hours, limited resources, and an unyielding belief in their mission. For Joni and Marcus, building Daystar was more than just creating a business. It was a calling. Marcus and I dreamed of spreading God's message to millions, Joni said, her voice quivering with emotion. We poured everything into that dream. Their sacrifices extended far beyond financial investment. They dedicated their lives to building a platform where spiritual teachings could inspire and uplift countless individuals. Through years of persistence, Daystar grew into one of the world's largest Christian television networks. Its programs offered messages of hope and faith, resonating deeply with viewers from diverse backgrounds. Marcus's steadfast dedication and visionary leadership were integral to this success, and Joni, standing alongside him, became a recognizable face and voice for their audience. A legacy interrupted by scandal. Despite Daystar's monumental growth and impact, the network's trajectory was overshadowed by a series of controversies that threatened its foundations. Allegations of a sexual abuse cover-up, and claims of intimidation tactics rocked the organization, thrusting Joni and her family into an intense spotlight. What had been a private battle suddenly became a public spectacle, forcing Joni to confront deeply personal challenges under the glare of media scrutiny. Joni addressed the immense difficulty of managing the fallout from these accusations during her resignation speech. She acknowledged the strain these issues placed not only on her, but also on her family and the entire Daystar community. "I never imagined that we would face such turmoil in our personal lives and in the network that we built together," she said, her voice heavy with emotion. The allegations and their subsequent investigation brought immense public attention to Daystar's operations. Media outlets dissected every aspect of the claims, while social media amplified the scandal, further increasing the pressure on Joni. For someone who had dedicated decades to building a ministry centered on faith and integrity, the situation was profoundly disheartening. The personal toll on Joni Lamb. The professional challenges Joni faced were mirrored by the personal toll the controversies exacted on her. Balancing her role as Daystar's leader with her responsibilities as a mother and a grieving widow proved to be a monumental task. The loss of Marcus in 2021 had already left a void in her life, and the subsequent crises only deepened her struggles. During her live announcement, Joni spoke candidly about the mental and emotional burden she carried. The unrelenting stress, compounded by public scrutiny and internal challenges, led her to reevaluate her role within the organization she had helped build. "The weight of the past few months has been overwhelming," she confessed. "I can't ignore the toll it's taking on my family and our legacy." Her emotional vulnerability during the address was palpable. With tears streaming down her face, Joni shared how the relentless challenges had left her physically and emotionally exhausted. She admitted that stepping away from Daystar, while heartbreaking, was a necessary step for her to heal and focus on her well-being. A heartfelt farewell to viewers and supporters. Joni's announcement was also an opportunity for her to express gratitude to the network's loyal viewers and supporters. Throughout the controversies, many had stood by her and Daystar, offering encouragement and prayers. Joni acknowledged their unwavering faith, emphasizing the profound impact their support had on her during some of her darkest moments. "The last thing I ever wanted to do was disappoint our viewers or let anyone down," Joni said. "But sometimes we all have to step back and take care of ourselves." Her words reflected a deep sense of responsibility and an understanding that her decision to resign might leave some feeling uncertain about Daystar's future. A vision for Daystar's future. While her resignation marked the end of an era, Joni remained optimistic about Daystar's future. She expressed confidence that the network's mission to share the Christian faith would continue, even in her absence. "Marcus and I always believed in the power of faith," she said. "I know that God has a plan for Daystar, even if it's without me at the helm." Her faith in the network's resilience was evident as she urged the Daystar community to remain steadfast in their commitment to its mission. Joni's parting words underscored her belief that the seeds she and Marcus had planted would continue to bear fruit, regardless of the challenges ahead. Reflections on a shared legacy. Joni's resignation also offered an opportunity to reflect on the enduring legacy she and Marcus had created together. The Lamb's journey was one of profound faith and relentless determination, a testament to their belief in the transformative power of the Christian message. The couple's work had touched countless lives, offering hope and inspiration to millions. Despite the controversies that clouded Daystar's recent history, the network's impact on its audience remained undeniable. Joni's decision to step away did not diminish the achievements of the past, but instead highlighted the personal cost of leadership in the face of adversity. A turning point for Daystar. Joni Lamb's resignation represents a pivotal moment for Daystar Television. It is a moment of transition, marked by uncertainty, but also by the potential for renewal. For the network's supporters, it is an opportunity to rally around its mission and ensure that the values it was built upon endure. For Joni, stepping away from Daystar is a chance to focus on her own healing and the well-being of her family. It is a decision rooted in faith and courage, a recognition that sometimes even the strongest leaders must prioritize their personal journey over their professional responsibilities. A difficult decision. Joni's decision to step away from Daystar was not made lightly. During her televised announcement, she spoke candidly about the soul-searching that preceded her resignation. She acknowledged the impact her departure would have on the network and its loyal viewers, but emphasized that the decision was necessary for her well-being and that of her family. "Marcus and I always believed in the power of faith," she said, "and I know that God has a plan for Daystar, even if it's without me at the helm." With tears streaming down her face, she reiterated her confidence in the network's mission to continue inspiring and uplifting people around the world. Joni also expressed deep gratitude to Daystar's viewers and supporters, many of whom had stood by her through the network's turbulent times. "The last thing I ever wanted to do was disappoint our viewers or let anyone down," she said. "But sometimes, we all have to step back and take care of ourselves." Reflecting on Marcus's legacy, in her resignation speech, Joni frequently invoked the memory of her late husband, Marcus Lamb, who passed away in 2021. She spoke about the profound influence Marcus had on her life and the legacy they built together. She described him as a visionary leader whose faith and determination were the driving forces behind Daystar's success. Joni recalled specific moments from their journey, nights spent brainstorming ideas for the network, moments of triumph when their efforts paid off, and the joy of seeing their mission resonate with millions of viewers. She credited Marcus's leadership and unwavering belief in their mission as the foundation of Daystar's enduring impact. "Marcus's vision was always clear," she said. "He wanted Daystar to be a beacon of light in a world that often feels so dark. That vision is what sustained us during the hardest times, and it's what will continue to guide Daystar in the future." The path forward. As Joni prepares to leave her role at Daystar, questions remain about the future of the network and its leadership. While she expressed confidence that the network would continue its mission, the controversies surrounding Daystar have cast a shadow over its operations. The allegations of a cover-up, combined with claims of intimidation and financial impropriety, have raised significant concerns about the network's accountability. These issues, coupled with Joni's resignation, have left many wondering how Daystar will navigate this critical juncture in its history. Despite these challenges, Joni's faith in the network's mission remains steadfast. She emphasized that Daystar's core purpose, to share the message of faith and hope, will endure. "God's work doesn't stop because of our struggles," she said. "Daystar's mission is bigger than any one person, and I believe it will continue to touch lives long after I'm gone." Public reaction and ongoing questions. News of Joni's resignation has elicited a wide range of reactions from the public. While some have expressed sadness and concern over the controversies that led to her departure, others have praised her decision to prioritize her family and well-being. Social media platforms have been flooded with messages of support, with viewers sharing personal stories of how Daystar's programming has impacted their lives. At the same time, the ongoing controversies surrounding Daystar continue to dominate headlines. Reports from investigative journalists, including recordings from closed-door meetings, have added new layers to the story, fueling public interest and debate. As legal battles unfold and both sides present their narratives, the truth behind the allegations remains a contentious issue. Conclusion. Joni Lamb's resignation marks the end of an era for Daystar Television. Her decision to step away from the network she co-founded with her late husband underscores the profound impact of the challenges she has faced in recent months. While her departure leaves unanswered questions about the future of Daystar, it also highlights the resilience and faith that have defined her journey. As Joni steps into this new chapter of her life, her words serve as a reminder of the strength it takes to confront adversity and the importance of prioritizing one's well-being. Sometimes, the hardest decisions are the ones that lead us to the greatest peace. She said, "I trust that God is guiding me, just as He has guided Daystar all these years."